Oh, look at this. Look at the difference, folks. That is absolutely insane. First we have all that snow and crazy weather. That's Jackie 2 seasons ago. She sat there for nearly 2 months. 60 days, folks. Buried in snow. Right in front of the cameras, she refused to move. She wouldn't give up. It was like she was fighting a war against the mountain.
And now?
This season, look what happened.
Gone.
Empty. It's been like, what? 5 days? And she just failed? But here's the crazy part. Everyone is screaming, oh, it was the cold. It was the cold. Or it was the ravens, but we checked the weather we've been watching and folks, it was actually nice out during the day. It was warmer than usual. So why did she sit through a literal blizzard for 2 months back then, but walks away from a sunny nest in less than a week now? Here's the thing. I think she did the math. She knows something we don't. That wasn't an accident. That was a calculation. We're gonna break down this signal versus noise theory because what looked like quitting, that was actually genius. We gotta talk about this because it's blowing my mind. We are looking at a total shift in behavior here. You got people saying, oh, the raven scared her off, or she's just tired.
No, no, no.
Hold on. We looked at the data. When she laid these eggs just a few days ago, January 23rd, January 26th, the daytime highs were in the 40s. 48 degrees, folks. That is t-shirt weather for a bald eagle. So, the question is, why did she suffer for 60 days in an ice storm for eggs that were never gonna hatch before, but this week, with the sun shining, she cuts the cord immediately? It's like she snapped the cord on the whole operation. She took the microphone and went home. Today, we're doing a forensic audit on this nest. We're gonna look at the biological sensors these birds have. We're gonna see why Jackie and Shadow decided to pull the plug, and why it may actually be the smartest thing they've ever done. You guys remember this? 2 years ago? That was painful to watch, dude. It was heartbreaking. The biological window for an eagle egg to hatch is about 35 days. 35. That's the number. But 2 seasons ago, day 35 comes and goes. Nothing happens. Day 40. Nothing. Day 50. She's still sitting there. It was like she was in denial. But here is the theory, right? It's called signal versus noise. Think about it. When you're in a massive storm, wind howling, snow piling up, temperatures fluctuating wildly, that is noise. Biological noise. Jackie is sitting on those eggs, but the environment is so chaotic that she can't get a clear read on what's happening underneath her. She stayed for 60 days because the data was corrupted. She couldn't tell if the eggs were dead or just cold. She was getting static, dude. And when an eagle gets static, the default setting is protect. So she sat there, wasting calories, wasting time, because the storm hid the truth from her. She was trapped in the process because the signal was too weak to hear over the blizzard. Now, flip the script to this week. This is where it gets weird. This is the forensic evidence. We had what I call a false spring. January 23rd, she lays the egg. It's 48 degrees. It's warm. The sun is hitting the nest. But then, right after, boom, the bottom falls out. We tracked the lows. It dropped to 8 degrees at night. That is a massive thermal shock. You go from almost 50 to single digits in hours. See, in 2024, it was consistently freezing. It was a freezer. But this year, ideally you want stability. This fluctuation? It's brutal. I think that 8-degree night didn't just chill the eggs. It likely terminated them instantly. It was a hard crash. And because the days were sunny and clear, there was no storm noise. The air was silent. The wind was down. So when Jackie sat on those eggs after that freeze, she didn't get static. She got a crystal clear signal. And the signal was system failure. Watch her behavior last week. Totally different vibe from the 60-day marathon. She lays the eggs. She starts the incubation. But watch her head. Watch her eyes. She's checking. She's pressing them. She's not settling in for the long haul. Here is the science part, and it's actually wild. Eagles have sensors we don't even understand. They have a brood patch, that bare, hot skin on their belly, that is super sensitive to heat and vibration. It's like a biological stethoscope. When an egg is viable, when it's live, it talks back. Not with words, obviously, but with feedback. The embryo generates a tiny bit of thermal resistance. It holds heat differently than a cold rock. It feels different against the skin. It's like touching a live wire versus a dead wire. In 2026, with that clear weather, Jackie put her sensors on those eggs and got nothing. Dead air. Zero feedback. She just knew way before we did. She realized, I'm sitting on a rock. And unlike 2 years ago where the storm confused her, this time the silence was deafening. She audited the nest, realized the account was empty, and closed it down. This is what we call instinctual calculation. In the wild, you don't waste energy on a defective product. You just don't. Humans? We have emotions. We have sunk cost fallacy. We think, oh, I put 5 days in, I gotta keep going. Jackie? She's a savage. She's an apex predator. If she sits there for 35 days on duds, she loses body weight. She misses hunting opportunities. She weakens herself for no reason. So what everyone is calling abandonment. That's actually high IQ survival. That is efficiency. Even Shadow figured it out. Usually, the male wants to incubate, right? He comes in, checks the vibe, and he's like, yeah, no, we're done. They didn't want to get stuck in that 60-day trap again. She remembered. Or her instincts did. She said, not this time. We're not doing this for 2 months right in front of the viewers. I mean, the cameras. She saved herself. So, look, don't be sad for them. Seriously, they made the right call. They cut the cord on a bad situation so they could survive to try again. Maybe not this year. Maybe they take a break. But they're still the kings of the valley. They audited the nest. They saw the math didn't work. Even with the nice weather. And they bailed. That's smart. That's survival. Ain't that crazy? They just know. Nature doesn't lie, folks. If you want more of this real talk, hit that subscribe button. We're watching everything, and we try to catch everything. Catch you on the next one.
Welcome to the Inner Circle. This isn't just a membership, it's a mission. You're supporting forensic truth, mythic blends, and ceremonial broadcasts that honor every moment. Members unlock exclusive enhancements, behind-the-scenes alerts, and direct access to the pulse of Scape news and leading sponsor, Gold Rush Fever Specialty Coffee. Join us and help shape the signal. We thank you, and as always, stay safe. That's the latest from Scape news. We're live, we're watching, we thank you. Subscribe, like, share, and ring the bell so you don't miss what breaks next. Stay with us, we appreciate you, and as always, be safe.